Greetings, good people, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Sport Chat. But I can never be alone. I'm with the one and only one that can saw you in Fishane. But you know, it's always so amazing to be in the presence of the people that are all about changing lives, and that is exactly what it's about today. We're in the presence of the founder and chairman of Limasportsprogrammes, Derrick Maphoru. Yeah. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yes,
it is the sixth episode of the Sports Chat, and obviously, as Butino is saying, we are joined by Derrick. I'll tell you guys, we are having a chill vibe, and we're about to go in, man. We saw Bafana yesterday, winning by 3 goals to 1. We were playing up against Ethiopia, and we are saying big ups to Bafana. I mean, there has been allegations that were made by the Bafana head coach, Thuto Ke, saying that there are people who are sabotaging him as the Bafana coach, saying that the incident that we saw when Mamelodi Sundowns was playing, he could not enter the stadium. That's incident number 1. Incident number 2 was that of Tembisa, who have to get the jab while they have to be in training. And obviously, if a player gets the jab, obviously there will be some side effects where maybe your arm is painful, you get some headaches, some nausea, and stuff like that. That's incident number 2. Incident number 3, the coach is saying, it seems like they are forcing him to choose our players and our food there in the SAFA management. But we're not going to focus on that.
But before we go on, is that sabotaging though?
Yes,
is that sabotaging him?
It happens a lot. It happens a lot.
But to get to the point of saying, or does he know those people that are sabotaging him?
You always know, because remember, as the Bafana coach, you're giving out all the things which you can choose.
Absolutely.
But once now, if I want to choose Wanda as a head coach and they telling me that I can't pick him, then clearly there's
But probably in some cases that there have to be some valid reasons.
No, there's not. It's just sabotage.
But we're not about that today.
The guy came in, right? And obviously he chose younger players. And obviously the players that we know that always get regular call-ups in Bafana.
Yes.
So, but we're not there. As I'm saying, we're just congratulating Bafana and obviously just want to pick on you. What are some of your thoughts when you watch Bafana under head coach Thuto Ke and obviously the previous coaches that have coached Bafana? What's the difference? Do you think the younger players are doing it as they are coming right? We haven't lost the game so far.
To be quite honest, I'm really impressed with the new coach in terms of how he chose the squad. I mean, we building forward, understand? And now the way he chose the squad, he chose the younger age, which is for me, I prefer that. Choosing the older ones in the next 5 years, they're not going to be part of that squad. So you need to be having something that's going to give us like maybe 5 to 10 years play. So I feel that's something that has been making in SA football, whereby we're choosing the young ones to come up with like 5 or 10 year play. So we need to give him the full support. We need to try and support him in terms of choosing the younger ones, because the older ones they've played their part, but I think now the time is done.
I think they are older players, right? Which we categorize as old. Like for instance, they are informed, they are good players.
But it's all about giving everyone a chance. It's all about also, I believe when we have the old players and the young players are playing among the old one, they get to learn more. Not always seeing the old one and the young one are not given a chance. Where will they grow and where will they be given a chance to to develop in the different skills?
True. Yeah. Because the older players, they also have to share the experience to the young ones before they exit from the same squad. You need to have at least 4, 5, 6 players that are old, then the rest should be the young ones. Then before I leave, I need to share the experiences and all the things that I know that I've been through. That's all that it is.
And talking about experiences, as Mthokozisi Yende, being a coach, being a founder of Limasportsprogrammes, being a chairman as well, what are some of the challenges that you have encountered, especially as a coach and the program you're going in?
The first challenge that you're gonna be facing is the parents, especially dealing with the kids, dealing with their kids, whether udila nabo and they're concerned or not. It's gonna be a challenge. Sometimes you're playing with, okay, we're going to play somewhere, then the parent is like, it's another sabotage in a way. But you also have to now try and understand from the parents side, which why aren't they releasing their kids? Some of the kids they don't do their chores, which they need to take. Some of the kids aren't doing good at school. You need to make sure that they focus on their books before they go and do the extramural activities, which is sport. So these are some of the challenges that as our coaches we facing, and it makes our players sometimes to fail. That's the first. Second, it's just the support from the community and the parents. In our society, we have a society whereby we're not supporting each other. And I feel that this thing is now going down to the kids, because the kids, a lot of kids like us, I always say this, they're millionaires. Cinema millionaires like us. It's just that a lot of parents don't know that the kids are millionaires because they haven't started making that money. But in Kumela based off the talent that they have. So the parents and the community are not supporting kids because they're not bringing in anything into it. Whereas if you support this kid, most of the kids could end up being far LIV. So those are other challenges that we face as coaches and the program as a whole.
Coach, you have done so many things. I mean, you're a coach, you're a founder, you're a chairman, and you also said sometimes you do also rap, But before we get to all of those things that you are doing, that you have done, let's take it back to, your childhood. I mean, you grew up in Tembisa, right?
Yes,
and especially you grew up in a community, then you also now working with that community. Please tell us a bit about your childhood.
Growing up in Tembisa, it was nice, it was fun. And the way we were raised compared to how kids are being raised now, it's totally different.
Absolutely.
And with the kids now, so these are not okay. It's their time to shine. They gotta be supported. They have proved which there's a lot that they can do. But then me growing up like us, we never had the support system that we have now. That's the first thing. At least we have coaches that now, like parents making sure it's okay. Bazali abantwana sasuka ground in back at this time. It creates the safety aspect of wonkumu. Two, Dala would just go like throughout the day, so Dala maybe Marabe Beach or wherever it's in Misa, and Muhammad the whole day, no food, no transport, no one. But as for now, isn't those changing? Most of the parents they make sure abantwana there's something. There's Ubers they can request. Kids have phones. They can speak to the parents. Mama, I'm playing last game. This is online. So, Tina, we school corner. It's something Oguti Ian's a team. See, the problem that we have today. Because of feeling Oguti, I wish I was that kid that had the coach like me. They'll take their time, the dedication, and also think out of the box. What can I do to help this kid become good? What can I do to help this kid not to be on drugs, not to fall pregnant and stuff like that. So then and now the difference, I think, I wouldn't say it's time, it is time, but also it's how we do things. That's the difference. This isn't changing. And they still don't want to change how they treated us when we grow. They still want to do the very same thing to these kids. And authentic. Different. You need to treat them mentally different.
I know that obviously comparing Kgatlamping and Kgatlamping, and you are also a soccer player yourself. You play with the likes of Themba Zwane, who is in Mamelodi Sundowns now. But we'll touch on that. Just wanted to know, as a father, that you are a father. What are some of the valuable things that you are teaching your kids?
I always teach him to be kind at all the time. That's the first thing, because I picked up that a lot of kids or people just in general, we're all going through our own things. So I don't know what you're going through. I can't just come and be mean to you. As much as I just need to be kind. If there's nothing good I can say, rather than not say anything. Two, I've taught my son to learn how to say thank you and may I. Those are magic words. That's something that he needs to carry through his entire life. Another thing is, nothing comes easy. Like you need to work to get better results. If you're not working, nothing's going to happen. So this is the same thing. I'm not only teaching my child, but also in Rama within other kids as well. And also any important is to always pray and fear God. As much as I don't go to church, but I try and help him understand Yeah, it's hard. In terms of how life is going to be. But more than anything, my values that I'm going to teach her is just to be kind, to be strong, to work hard.
Bravo to you, amazing. It's very important to be kind because, like you say, you're not sure of what I'm going through. I don't know what you're going through. So it's very important to be kind because you might help someone with your kindness actually. And you mentioned something very valuable that you must work hard in life. Let's take it back to to the beginning of your career in football, because you mentioned that you were working as a waiter and also playing football on the side. Yeah. Let's take it back there.
Back in the days after my high school, then I started working in retail, not a waiter. Started working in retail, also playing soccer. And the reason why I was doing both is that I still had passion for soccer, but as well I needed to make sure that I put food on the table. Yeah. So I had to juggle both. So as I was doing that, then that's when my son came into the world. So I had to quit the football. Now focus on making sure the team was So with
how old were you when you had your first
I was in my early 20s. When I had my first child, it was in 2010. Yeah, 2010. And the experience was quite shocking. To be honest, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I had to take it as a man. Because more than anything, football teaches, sports in general, teaches you other values that you can also take and use out of the field, you know. So I took those values with it. I need to be committed to my child. Whether I need to be there for him. Whether I'm angry or not, I need to make sure that I treat him good. Whether I'm wrong or I'm right, I need to make him understand. So those are some of the things I was not ready of being a father, but I had to be ready for him because he was already there. So I can't say you can't take it back. I see item in shop this way I sell it. No, he's there. You need to now stand up and just do what you gotta do.
I gotta say, we pick up for that. I mean, a lot of fathers, when they become fathers, they abandon their kids.
The reality of today,
unfortunately, it
has become a norm.
Especially mothers have to take care of the kids alone. Food is fine, yes, fine. I can't do that. And it's a curse of all those things. It's something that I really want to applaud. And I just wanted to know, do you see yourself in your child?
A lot. My child, he looks like me.
Sure.
He eats like me. He's energetic like me. Like me.
Sure.
Like he's just, I would say 90% he's just put there. I don't want to lie.
Sure.
A lot of things that he does is like, dude, come on. Come on. I don't know, like we basically like identical twins. With actions, how we speak, like with just a lot of things, the stuff that we love, So me seeing myself in him, it makes me want to work hard and also change certain things that I'm doing wrong. There's a lot of things that also I'm doing wrong. That I feel, look, I need to make sure this child is well taken care of. I need to make sure Lomdana set a great example. When I say to him, you need to work hard, I'm not just saying it, I need to with me yet. Sometimes I wake up in the morning going around in 7 or 6, just go to put on the net and prepare ground for the games. Dude, let's go. Then I'm followers, but sometimes he doesn't understand. He's a kid. He wants to play, fail now. But him seeing me doing what I do, he then understands. Because I remember the Heritage Weekend, he was helping me prepare ground. And he said, Ash Papa, every time make him say ground in and for the fact that he was there and he did it himself, he felt so proud that he was part of something big, and that's something that I want to teach him going forward. Look, you don't have to sit back and just watch people. Go there, do it yourself, then you'll see the results.
How old is he now?
He just turned 11, 6 June.
He's a big boy. Speaking of that, one thing that a lot of parents tend to do, a lot of parents tend to try to rectify their lives through us as kids. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but where if a parent wanted to do, let's say a parent wanted to be a lawyer, they would force the child to be a lawyer because they're trying to rectify those mistakes that they did through their kids. And for you, I think in your case it's not the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, because you in your way you're trying to teach him values, but not to take the same career path that you took, right? Yeah, because in some cases it's something that we see that parents want to rectify their life. That actually they're trying to relive their life through their kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a case where if a family, let's say it's a family of doctors, it's like everyone has to do it.
Exactly.
If you try a different career, it's like, what are you doing now?
Yeah, because in my experience, to be honest, I'm someone that is passionate about football.
Yeah.
If he was playing football, I would behave. But then when he said, Papa Nabat was swimmer and I also want to be a pilot, I was like, wow, this is something different.
Exactly.
Okay, you choose it. And they you know how black parents are, they discouraging sometimes. Like, Salomon mama when I want to kill Salomon mama to kill pilot. And I was like, yo, and I told him something and I always instilled this to him. I was like, yo, no matter what happens, don't ever let anyone tell you you can't do anything. You are extraordinary. You become what you want to be. You know? So, since people in a society which sometimes we just kill kids through it, and it needs to stop. And then the issue with our parents trying to live their childhood through their kids, that's really unfair. Support what your kid wants to do. There's kids that want to play rugby, cricket, all those sports that are not available like us, and we still tell them that they can't do it. How about those that are doing it now? We need to push our kids.
And especially that's where we starting.
You know, who would have thought?
The first round.
Look at him now.
You know, who would have thought? You know, so for me, it's that thing. The sky is the limit.
What was your down moment? You know, when you first had your kid, and obviously still trying to figure out life, still trying obviously to pursue career, and obviously the dreams that you had. And so, like, I want to know, like, what was the point where you were like, I know, man, this is just breaking me, or I'm not where I want to be.
It was two things. Having to quit soccer and also losing a job after getting my son.
Devastating.
Yeah, because I had to sacrifice going to training because of it's the passion. It's there's certain things that you do not for money. You do because you're passionate. People are going to a point with it. I'm going to buy doctors that you buy because I want this respect. Like sometimes you want something badly and people don't understand. So now I'm going to send to the office and there's like final warning. Look, okay, dude, you're suspended. They needed like, come on. But I wasn't angry. Ending they were angry because of what they thinking money was. Like, no, come on. So after losing a job now, my son is in this support and now I don't know what to do. For me, it kind of stressed me a lot. And you know, the baby mama drama. You know, so I had to deal with that. You know, I had to deal with family, I had to deal with the mother of my child, and also he doesn't understand, he just cries, he wants to eat, he wants milk, and then the dude would finish like in milk when like 1.8 kg.
It's funny how when you don't have money, they just finish everything, and when you have money,
you know, so that was like a down moment for me, whereby I had now to come up with a plan on getting another job and still continue with this and now like nobody was giving me peace. Most of this skinny, you like granny. Once now you wanna go home, you're like not again. So it was that moment where I even now see through other kids, they'll come and spend the long around me. When you tell them, yo, 6 o'clock, everybody home, they don't want to go home. So immediately I was like, this is the younger version of me. I know how engine is going to call.
You found peace in football.
Yes, actually, it's that. That's what's happening.
In terms of the support from your family, how was it?
It was a zero.
Really?
Yeah, normally I see through other kids that they're not getting support from their parents. Good black parents, I'm sorry to say this, but it's support you won't get it until you start bringing in my engine for letter they'll start respecting you. So black families, they will never ever support a child up until they see this person brings value or brings someone. Let him come engine or let him look or let him out. You'll see how your parents will. But just because of it brought people that she never thought you would.
So
and unfortunately that's a reality. You're speaking something that is very sensitive to so many that you know, I wish I could gather support. I wish my family could see the passion that I have about this particular sport, or particular, if it's something that is within the art, and because those are the two career fields that parents never actually get it. If you want to be in media, if you want to play sports, you have to go to school. You have to be academically well in order for them to allow you to do those to do those careers.
True.
Yeah.
And another point is that, and this is something I would say, as I'll keep saying, black parents. If you go to on the other side where multiracial school or the suburbs, you find that a kid plays 5 sporting codes. We have school in Malawi, they go to rugby, swimming, maybe hockey, soccer, and other stuff, because of they trying to make sure with what is it that they good at. Then with us, they're like, because it's not bringing money, it's taking out the money. So on that side, they supporting because of Bona, they see the bigger picture on the. So with us, you never ever get that, and this is something which the society of black people which look, you need to start supporting each other, because not all kids are academically good. Some of them they're gonna make it through sports, some through arts, some through school. So whatever that is that the child is doing, make sure you go to them and support later.
I know that your father passed away, right? When you were young. Is not the case.
No, it's not the
Was
case.
it your mother?
No.
None.
Zero.
But I remember having a conversation with you.
No. I would
Tell me that.
You have position with many sports.
we have time. No. What do you know?
They are there in your life.
Yeah, they both. They
support you full. None.
Like
Even let's talk about them support you. Have they ever supported your football career?
never.
Yo.
With my dad it was different because every time he played soccer, so every time when I was like, he understands, he's like, I know, I'm not stressed and stuff like that. But coming to watch, I said no. Asking me how's the game, it's a no. Asking what is the drama, it's a no. Even now, is that the it's a norm now.
I think probably with your father, he didn't make it through football.
Yes.
So probably he thought, if I didn't make it, he's wasting his time.
Exactly.
Let him learn. I'm not gonna be interested in this because it's something that I also
want
want
to talk to you.
You know how parents are, especially back then. You know how they are, man.
Yeah.
Even today, like I think it was that case of. He's just let him just take it as a sport. It's just passing time. It's just a hobby. He saw it more as a hobby than a career because of what he went through.
Yes. And you see how you're putting it? There's a child in our program. His name is Mthokozisi. He started 2018. He started playing at Highlands. They chose him to go play at Highlands from our program. And when they chose him, his dad was like, I was like, yo, your kid is really, really, really good. He didn't know. And he kept on telling us like, I know I'm actually He's like, yo, we spend the time with your child. We know what he wants. This person loves soccer more than anything. Because even when he was doing bad at school, we would drop him through sport with suspend. Then we'll start getting his grades up. Then as time went by, he started inviting parents. Buma Awards. Guess what? Umtwana first season he scored 2 awards. Then he was selected to go represent the northern side, North Riding, and Napa's Eastern squad. But he was chosen that side. So from Lapo, the dad aspired and the mama aspired. They now had to go by Linksfield to now start chilling with wealthy people. The conversation were different. Since from that day, they started coming. They were like, "Yo, coaches, actually, it's actually dope. This kid is actually up to something." Last year, the kid got selected to go to play at Holland. The unfortunate part, COVID happened, so it was put on hold. So ever since then, that's where as black parents, we actually sometimes see it just because of I didn't make it. I'm thinking what's in the funny part is the kid, a 10-year-old kid that is 40 something, amhlalisa endaweni amagazi naye afika amdala ulethe the wealthy people endlini and the mom and the dad were interviewed, and since from that date the whole thing, the perception changed completely. The kid is now actually open because he was the first one 2018 to be picked at our program. Now we have over 26 kids that are playing in academies, and that child, he's the first one that opened the doors for other kids. So it's a no for me. Kids, they have something.
And I think it's something that I've also realized from my side, that if you have the great supporting system, it boosts your self-esteem. You become so confident about what you're doing. Also, you don't have doubts about what you're doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's take it back from where you began your football career, man. I mean, like Wanda said, you played with the likes of Themba Zwane, but let's take it from where you began.
Let's give it context. He played for Milan FC under Coach Stones. He played for Mighty Tigers under Coach Themba. He ended up football at Phalaborwa Real Rovers in 2011. What out of all these teams, which team did you mostly love playing?
The team that I most love playing, okay, it has to be Mighty Tigers. Okay, Coach Stone is just 5 roads away from Kgatlamping. He's a very good development coach. Like we call him from at a young age. So as we grew, it was still me, Wami, straight on, Mthokozisi Yende, there were just a lot of guys. So we played them. Few years later, as then we started training squad 2 for Mighty Tigers for cool. So what we loved about the team is the structure, how we were well taken care of. We had like transport, we have different divisions, we're playing in a nice league at Abarishi, and the treatment of the owners of the team, it was out of this one. So this is something that as Samachi Tekas would brag about, so with us they would buy soccer boots for us. A new kid, they would get transport, every game would get food after it. Not which is Kalelubu and whatnot, but as we don't tell taking and you make sure they eat, they save, they well taken care of. It now reflected back to them the scenes that look. Somebody sacrificing a Malia to make sure that we well taken care of. That's rather than not to do the same thing with the other kids. So that's one team that I feel which look 10 out of 10 for me.
Playing with the likes of Themba
Zwane, because with the summer division I3, then when we were under 19, it was me, Themba Zwane, because it's other than us, big of first team with the other guys. And it was a dope experience in the sense that we didn't even know what the Themba Zwane is going to be playing with sometime. We didn't know Australia one will be playing for Iswahili, Royal Air, all these teams was like cheap United. I didn't know. Mthokozisi Yende will be playing. Mthokozisi Yende Phalaborwa Strike. Today, his nephew plays for Corinthians. I had to try, we had to try and make a plan for the kid because of the relationship that we had with him, and the kid is 10 times better than the uncle, So just having that sort of relationship and the experiences, and also now helping you to, like, people that help you to help others, it just made Mthokozisi much more easier for us.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the excitement and how you felt when you first your first team when you played for Milan FC, man. Like now having the real team being now playing on the field with other soccer players.
The experience was great, to be honest. I mean, as a kid, now I was only scheming for the first time. Big field, but fundisi position and watching me like there's no food.
And I'm sure you can also do that because
we have that routine. And here's another thing that helps soccer players, especially Mthokozisi. We sing those songs. So another this thing of it, then the experience was great because I remember our first game we were playing in called Chester, Mr. Paul, and they were like banana matches a match, and we're just using any HZ lady. The cities are and he would give you 15 minutes out of the game, then until with the team LSC shine 10. If I shine 10, you're all punished as of Monday. Longer than cooler grapes. Just know what you want to run throughout the week. It was that. So playing in Colchester and the C7, I remember first game the C7 is shot in Colchester with Appellet. And it was like, this team is weak. Now shy the team in analysis also. And we failed. She shy like 5, but we were supposed to succeed at 10. It was like,
He wanted you guys to score 10 goals.
Yeah, because of
Listen.
they are shorter, they weak, we strong.
Yeah.
So it's like, look guys, if you don't score more than 10 goals, you and I, Monday, you know what's going to happen. It's a Monday game. Must start panty over that we knew what was happening.
Did you get panicked now because he didn't?
You're gonna run till Uka lose to like that guy who has like 5 minutes to flow the whole day. He's there. Like one thing we need that coach. As much as he's all and I like that coach for me, he's still one of the most greatest development coach like us. A lot of players from Mthokozisi Yende when he started playing football, they come out right.
Yeah.
Today's got one of the strongest feet which is left through that coach.
Wow.
So hey, it was a great experience.
And obviously, you know, moving from Lekasi to Phalaborwa, how was the transition for you?
No, it wasn't easy. And I understand when people say I'm homesick, I miss home. I never thought that thing would happen to us. Because we were living at this other hotel, and we eat twice a day, breakfast at 12, dinner at 6. If you miss one of the two, you're gonna go hungry. And you're getting paid per game. If you win, you're getting paid. If you draw,
how much was it?
It was 500 per win, 250 draw, 0 if you lost. We stayed there for 6 months. We stayed there for 6 months and we lost all the games. and my son, like, just didn't give it.
Not even one win, like second win.
We even got relegated because I remember we played Limasportsprogrammes FC.
I find it hard to believe. I mean, we have Real AM now, where they win. We saw the same.
Yeah, they were killing up.
Came with man.
Yeah,
you know, and the players are motivated. They won 4 goals against the Chiefs. The second game they won 4-2.
Yeah.
That third game they won 2-1. So it shows you man has motivated.
Well, to be honest, in the Shire, first and foremost is we chose. It chose you not experience
new environment.
Because she said that in Phalaborwa, equator line. So we equate. Sometimes we border is just like 15-minute walk for it. So mama go equator line. Yeah, she's that. Like I remember, there's a player like us who's Kia. He goes to shower before searching me. I'm getting a shower with my cox is like.
Sure.
He was like 7 minutes late. Don't try. Like the heat weather, it was unbearable. Sierra Namape, but we were always in our shots.
Sure.
So like in the Shire weather, that's the first thing. Climate has a huge role. Football or player or just in general. If man you go to Cape Town, chances are you experience 4 seasons in one day. I'm going to function like normal people. So he experienced it, like it was killing us. That's why we lost all 6 games. Because I'm going to kick off game on 3. Kick off game on 3. Remember this other game? They sold out the Baroque. Sisuge, a Phalaborwa on 9. We were playing at 3. We got there at 2:45. Must figure 2:45. We can't sipa izingo na balloon and sprite to eat. Before ungene came in, we tired. It's hot. Square is this we see because we didn't eat. You understand? And must figure that Ibaroka as humiliate. And that time it was just Ibaroka who were complete. And we never thought Ibaroka was going to be the Ibaroka.
Exactly.
And when I see them, it was like, that should have been me. You know, it's so it kinda taught us as music in all honesty. But we really had fun. But unfortunately, 6 months all.
So in terms of
so playing Ibaroka at that time, it was just a thing which is a league game as a Sheffield Stadium. Okay, as a Sheffield Stadium, it's a fancy stadium, it's a fancy car city pop. It's like if you repeats, we go there. It's like okay, nice call. Oh, okay. This is what's called.
Now we let's
as a soccer player, you have CV's champion. You wanna be seen. You wanna check out all the little quick if we second player, awunagwegwa rakazi wafika igwegwa hayi kuhleli lento awuyifuni as bad as we want. We want to make sure ukuthi abantwana mavele kumele bakufike ukuthi yo chomi kiola number 7 kiola okorang and nekhona khona ulimele uyaxega kanje ngathi event vele kuphile uthola ka right unegwegwa ka left batha manje yabona ngiyatshela sinazi akusesegwegwa sekuyigwigwi manje adjust yana so igwigwi manje sesegwegwa and we did that masingene sishihu and little did we know ukuthi ezithini kusagcwele isinkwa namapaloni and esibizi sidlalisela labantwana baseshihu because Masiangada, I had to take 5 players to go help the team. Oh, then I champion when I love Brown, like some girl, I grade. When I was killing that, Baba grade, some girl, Abaroka has come. Dr. Shama weather. It was hot. It was, I think it was about 37 to 38 degrees at time. They used to the heat. Tina, because I remember the coach was from Zambia. I think they are coach at under 17 years old. So the coach, as we play, is Sheko Stadium to BBC close up Gangan. Uskia, he's running a line in Lagune Shadow Corner. I found him apart if he didn't call it hot. Lailan to coach you become Kashel apart. I said, Skia, go play that because of this like and as much as it was a funny moment, it was also a sad moment. 5 minutes into the game, so senior so that I know. We now no longer understand which is this square or a hit or rain or a student. It was just nyaga. And the girls that we were trying to charm, the champion mustn't get. It was something different. Now they don't know the winners. Tina, you go up and say, come on, disappointment in a way to say, you know, so it was great and we didn't know the same Baroka. Playing Baroka back in 2011. It was going to be the same Baroka that's going to be in PSL. I didn't even anticipate that. I didn't It's how sometimes the next thing you know, the very same thing. It's not because there was other player, I forgot his name, he was playing for Baroka at that time. And when they started playing the Chiefs Winnet Bank, I saw the 4 players that I was playing because it was like, now I'm doing it. And I felt good and bad at the same time. It was just mixed emotions with look. I could have been there, but for the fact that big ups to them.
Speaking of that, actually, that is what I've been banning to ask you because speaking of that, you played with a lot of players. You mentioned that you played with Themba Zwane. You just mentioned that you played against Baroka and see where it is now. Do you have any regrets that I wish if only I didn't make a certain decisions? I would have been very far, you know, in PSL or even international.
To be quite honest, I don't have any regrets. I feel that things are working the way they're supposed to.
Absolutely. Okay.
God has a perfect timing for everything.
Happens for a reason.
Exactly my point, you know. So it's a thing we just need to clap for the ones that you know, because not one day there's going to be people that are clapping for us. Yes, it feels bad, I didn't make it, but you also have to now teach your mind to accept certain things. Doesn't mean you have to accept them, even if you don't understand. You accept, you move on. So it's just mixed emotions.
As a player, have you won any trophies?
Yeah, I'm a man at the leagues, the tournaments. I've won one of the biggest medal and trophy that we won. It was back in 2005 in Mthokozisi. We were playing the league because I remember that's how Mthokozisi Yende no Vieira got selected because basically he came into the car. So Ibitumela and the came to playing final. As we were playing final, we won that day, Sasha Ibitumela. And on that day, Vieira was picked. Mthokozisi Yende, they were picked as best players. Then that's when Pinion Premier United was established. Then the guys 4 months later, they were playing for Pinion Premier United, and we're still in grade 11 at that time. So for me, it was that thing which look, this is something, and just winning that medal for me that day, it actually went far more than any other medals that I had because the same guys that I played with, they got picked in the same tournament. So for me, it's like I'm in a high track.
And you mentioned that everything happens for a reason. And now let's get to everything that happens for a reason because they have changed so many lives with Limasportsprogrammes. Let's talk about them. How did you, the establishment, how did you come up with an idea, and how did you come up with an idea of saying, let's come up with this, let's bring this to Bokasi and try to change the lives of those young kids that actually have talent, let's give them a chance.
The idea came about when it was just a simple thing of seeing abantwana abadlala that a proper structured programming every now and again you do. You sometimes you notice certain patterns. Then we are like, okay, we love this, we are good. Next week we are good. You see the same kids there. These kids actually buying money, right? There's no code, there's no rent, there's nothing. They love this, okay, cool. Let me actually try, since it's just a tournament, on a simple weekend. It was 3rd of June 2018. 3rd of June was on a Monday, on Sunday. Monday, I just decided to say, like, near that ground, I know I'm probably going to get teams there, and we've been to train on the ball. So we are the guys, I sent them to tournament to play. My coach is like, yeah, how much? Is like, no, everything is free. Then there's this friend of mine called Tembisa, he's one of the members in Black Fair. So it's like, yo, actually, we can actually start something here. Let's rather go get medals and see which is Perela will get it. And the aim was just a one-day thing, just to talk about that. As we did the tournament, started writing our features down and stuff like that. Satellite ground on lots. Tournament there, and as it played, it went so well to a point where they're like, coach, any is the kids have enjoyed. Now they're giving you the question mark. You now need to start thinking, do we continue, do we stop? We don't have the funds to buy more medals. But at that time, we could afford those few things. So it was a thing which but we didn't know what the plan was. They came and saw more teams. We started with, it was 3 teams when we started. GV takes us now for over 10 teams. And now we have to cater for everyone. Okay, we're like, okay, Max is under because there's under 11, 13, and 15. There's a path next to the ground, like, then we went to a round of primary school, we asked for the post from the principal and asked under 13 and 15 now. As it went, tournament was successful. Immediately then we sat down on the next Sunday, and like, look, we started something, Lima League. That's how the whole thing came about. And today we have over 60 teams, over 620 kids. I don't know how we did it, but even though have you noticed when you're passionate, you keep doing something? But I noticed it keeps growing. We found ourselves here. I don't know, like, we were not even checking the numbers or anything, but how people were responding from the community. And even other people that we're doing businesses with, they were like, yo guys, what you're doing is great. We want to try and assist this and this and this. Then we're like,
I know that speaking about the growth of Limasportsprogrammes, I know that you started on 3rd of June 2018. In terms of your growth, is it can get for you guys to propel it further?
To be honest, first and foremost, isn't all which is Nashinja as the perception of your community. We're having a situation whereby same parents that the kids play there, if soon one do direct running, the following day the kids are going to play. And the whole blame is on us. We need to start changing that perception. If you making sure that you sipping your things, make sure that the sipper there is like why? Like, I don't understand the concept of throwing stuff around with the kids playing. Okay, I want fun, it's fun. And two, another thing that we can also try to change is me personally, it's me being a better leader. I don't want to like cause bees. Sometimes in bees, I sometimes fail kids. As much as they don't see it as a big deal, but sometimes we need to make sure as coaches, as mentors, as other people, we need to lead by example, in terms of timelines. When you say, I'll do this, commit to it. I'm committed to success of Jesus of those value. The next thing, a client comes like, yo, can you please meet up at something at 7? And now you're no longer committing to the key. Yes, you're going to do business for 1, 2, 3, and 4, but that kid now, he needs to get touch. So those are sort of the things that we also need to try either assist change or Sizambu's manager in a better way.
Yeah. But at least you are admitting to where you're wrong and you see where your flaws, your shortcomings. But now, speaking of parents sometimes throwing bottles and whatsoever, do you feel that you have the great support from the community that you deserve? Speaking of parents parents of kids that you are coaching, parents of kids that you are helping, are they supporting you in a way that, are they supporting the sports program in a way that you believe that they should?
To be quite honest, the support that we're getting from parents is, not all parents are supported, there's very few. Maybe out of 680 kids, maybe you get like 35 that are supported. And you gotta understand it from their side as well. That's what I always say with it. I also need to understand your angle. I might think with I was selling goods. I want to find out with maybe you don't have the time. Because like you say, you're working Monday to Saturday. You don't have time to now go spend that hour to watch your kid. Yes, it's a bad thing, but it also you gotta understand with most parents, they working to make sure they put food on the table for those same kids. But that 5 minutes of some cover just on that, it goes a long way. So the unfortunate part is you can't really force them, but it's supportable, it's needed, but they're not supporting.
Yeah, we saw the Heritage Cup on the 24th until the 26th of September. How was the experience? How was, I saw you even introduce the chairs.
Yes. He Heritage Cup, this was that annual. It was actually been great. And considering what like I was saying, we found ourselves here. We found ourselves being getting an assist from the people from Argentina. The idea that we have, we sold it to everyone like us that you can think of. People that I follow on Facebook or people that have small friends that are friends like, with the program that you're running, we'd like you to push your marketing through the kids. So if you come and you help us, even if you call anyone, it goes a long way and people are like, I'm not done with this now. And meeting the people that we met them through Mthokozisi while we were shooting the show. They're the kid that I was telling you about. So this other person saw it when that I was shooting, like, these people are from Tembisa. We actually want to select a donor that will give money to for this other event that they're doing for marathon. So Chigi, they came from Argentina. Then they're like, look, we're willing to invest in this program. As much as we still at the baby stage, but they ended up making an event in Max Park Solidarity raffle for us. Then they raised their funds. They made sure that they also came on that weekend to come give the prizes, making sure that they're helping the kids. So it was an amazing experience. Not only for a community in Abandon, but also having people from outside South Africa seeing the vision, and while the people that you're around, they couldn't even they were not even interested.
The Bible says that the prophet is not honored at home.
It's something so unique and authentic of playing football on a heritage. I believe it's celebrating our heritage. Especially now things is that annual. You've been doing it consecutively for 3 years consecutively. Now the idea of what drives you particularly to say even next year we still continue with this and celebrating our heritage in this particular way.
To be honest, this is for the kids. I'll never ever stop till I die for these kids. One, there's a lot of kids that appreciate. I want to quit every day. That's just the truth, because the financial aspect of it is really, really, really draining us. But the feedback that we get from some of the parents, some of the kids, it makes you wanna now. Because sometimes when we quit, this is too much. Then we tell them, coach, it's not he needs it better than I do. As much as yes, Mina, I'm familiar through my football life. This kid might actually make it. So it's something which I wanna make it, because two, we have people that are outside of Equilibrium that are also coming to wanna be part of this thing. We have people that help it grow. So for me, it's no longer about which the problem is tembisa now. It's now a problem that it's for the world, it's for all the kids. It's a program that is just mainly for changing life. So I don't know now, I don't even know what to say, but we're definitely gonna be continuing up until we get to at least the 20th annual, even if 50 if we have to.
Because I remember You tell me that Heritage Cup tournament that you guys played, on the day of the tournament, there was not even a single ball.
Yes.
You know, and we had to get Mundu, who was, close by, at time. Let me push or something. Let me just help you guys with the Eastern Medal. That shows the dedication that you guys put. But we're going there.
We're going with what we have, yeah.
And I have to say big up to that. And just to backtrack a bit, that relationship you guys have with Argentina, how does it come about, and how's the relationship now currently?
The relationship with Argentina, it's growing each day. It's really growing each day because we forever talking. That's why we're having a meeting for the show. Tomorrow so we're doing a thing for him in Max Park. So we're the ones that are planning for them because they said they want all the kids to come that side for on that day. So the relationship is good. Yeah, it's been amazing because it's the Argentinian embassy and the Argentinian association together and helping us. So I don't wanna lie, it's really been amazing. And as you were saying, we didn't have it on like Heritage Cup. Living in this away. The owner of this venue, he's the one that said, look, I always see you going up and down, what you doing, I'm a fan. I don't have much, but I'm willing to buy you guys. I'm a baller fan. And he just gave us like, but what do you want in return? He's like, no, I don't want anything. You're changing someone's life over team. You could easily let them buy a matrix but he chose to dedicate himself. So for me, people like this, they make you want to do more. They make you want to give more. They make you want to work more. They make you want to make sure within the program, they make sure they make sure they will taken care of.
Yeah, I know that it's difficult to organize a tournament. And obviously, I will referee as well. Kim, I will referee. One time mistake, I just in London. We see the incident. We just take Premiership where it came the Chiefs in Amazon, where Chiefs back I do nothing.
Oh yeah.
Players were angry. So I'm bringing this up because I want to find out. Do you guys go for a professional referee or no more we stand
we have a honorable referee. There's a guy called Utabo. He's one dedicated since in Mars because we started my 3rd of June. Because now doesn't like it's still because now he's passionate because now this is one grammar. As of today, he's still one of the biggest official here and we also put his life in danger a couple of times whereby they are charged and any team are going to make us they want it now to fight. And the thing is, understanding of 11 football, I understand fine. Referees, they always make mistakes. Soccer players, coaches, nobody's perfect. So the team there, after him making a mistake, then they started attacking him. And now, we also having the same situation whereby our referees, they need protection. They're not safe. Because some coaches, they even sometimes throw in something if they're not happy with that incident that happened.
Yeah, amazing. Now you also mentioned that yesterday we were also playing a tournament. Take it from the no.
It was a fun day tournament.
Yeah. And you mentioned that there was a kid who actually was so excited about being out of Kasi for once. Actually, the kid showed appreciation to you. Please tell us a bit about that.
It was, to be honest, that I was very emotional in that situation yesterday. I didn't even know how to handle it because I even thought if it was me being things of finance and when the kid came and said, Coach, and we in the medal. They ate nice food, entertainment was there, they met different people, they were just in a different complete environment, this one. And for that kid saying that to me, it really stuck with me. It really made me want to cry. I didn't know there was a kid that's 13 years old and a Gaza Pumelokshi. I didn't know. Yes, I know there's a lot of kids, but they don't say it. But just for that kid to come and say, yo, I've never ever, and thank you. It's what makes me want to continue. With people like this, you wouldn't want to stop.
I think that's probably the reason why we need programs.
Absolutely.
Because obviously a lot of kids are going through a lot. And the piece of skiing, netball, doing chairs, keeping them in the situation at home. As I said earlier on, that time you introduced the chairs for the first time in your program. How was it?
Introducing each chess, actually it's the second year since introducing, because even last year we had chess games. It's just that abantwana bana-location abayithandi that much, but there's a lot of interest. They want to learn, but they're not that patient because we picked that up with a lot of kids actually are not doing well at school. About concentration level, it's a problem. So me doing my research is that each chess helps kids in concentration span to increase or solve problems whether on or off the field, stuff like that. So it's like, why not see introducing which are and ever since introducing it, since over 20 players with chess that now ask us to start the chess. And for me it was a great, amazing experience, especially for the Limasportsprogrammes, because the way kids came and to want to play chess, because we had girls, we had kids that were 11, 10, some were 18, and for me it kind of gave me the thing, look, we need to push chess more.
Amazing. You mentioned that I think we've actually got that one of your biggest challenges, it's financially, it's finance. And now what are the plans for the future, and particularly not beside you struggling financially? What are the plans for Limasportsprogrammes?
Okay, basically the bigger goal is we actually want to try build a mini stadium. And that, we want to turn that open space into a recreational facility whereby we're going to get 2 soccer fields, netball court, toilets, changing rooms, because the girls about netball or community starting, which now I'm imagine that they just see them as like So the safety aspect, it's not one. So we just want to try and close it up, make it a recreational facility. And this is the idea that we sold to a lot of people. They're like, I in Zarali, this thing. But a mini stadium, we actually do. Just kids have their own stadium without sharing with the adults. Because every now and again you find adults, but we want to play. So now the bigger version of it, or the bigger vision of the plan, is to try and see it as just a recreational facility for EU play.
So what's the ultimate goal for Limasportsprogrammes?
It's just to take the problem to the world. We just want to take kids
but I think
to the world.
There. If you're already in Argentina, it's already there.
But we still as I was saying, we still at baby stage now. We're still growing. I feel we'll get there when the time is right. But yes, we were recognized by a lot of brands, a lot of associations and stuff like that.
We also recognize you.
But I think, Coach, I gotta say this, man, before we end it. I think you're not giving yourself too much credit. I think you're not, man. I don't think you're very much aware of what you're doing, of the impact that you play. And I think you don't give yourself much credit.
But here's the thing.
And you have to.
But here's the thing.
That little that you're doing.
You're passionate. I don't feel like I'm doing anything, because for me it's not what I'm going to December and never stop. That's the thing. So for me doing that, something that is like, I know I can. I equal that challenge. The only challenging part is when now you have to deal with just 1,000 kids asking you a question, but you need to start understanding, because I gotta say a lot of kids haven't fun from where they come from. But other than that, the credit is not for me. The credit is with the team.
Also for you. You have. I think you know why I'm saying this. I think as people, we always like sometimes, and also sometimes we don't expect people to show gratitude. We're doing things, but we don't know that actually when someone show gratitude, that actually drives you even more. And actually, I'm doing something great here. I must keep going on. You know what I mean? You should give yourself some credit.
We should give him credit.
He also should.
If it's like that from you, I can take it into
It's important also.
True that. It's just that I'm eating about this thing which we are jail. I mean, my thing is, my thing is, if we see more kids getting teams in my academy, for me, I get sleep. If I see more kids being maybe selected, maybe go the national call up or going overseas.
Okay,
For me, that's the credit. I just want to give it to the kids.
I get it, but stop saying I don't think I'm not doing much. You're doing you're doing a lot. What you're doing is so phenomenal because you're giving a chance. You're giving a kid an opportunity to say, actually, I belong somewhere. I'm building my skills. I'm showcasing my talent. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Just to pick up from what you just said right now in terms of building a mini stadium, we saw recently in Kgatlamping stadium that built. I don't know
50 million.
Yes, 22 million.
Yeah, like
I mean, yeah.
And you know, you don't need that much. You know, if we get that 50 million, a lot of things would happen. I don't know.
Absolutely.
A lot of things, because there is an initial sort. Not to say we better thinkers than them, or we don't know what really happened. But you know, Sibona, like I gotta give it to my team, the way Sikona ugenza lento, which is the little money that we have. We must need 200 rand. Would come up with a plan that can make our holidays or one a bit different. It's just that it's a thing of which with what I have, what can I do just to make Abantwana often just a strategic plan for the good by enjoy. You don't need more money to make it. You just need one ball. That will be happy.
In terms of Thito program, I know that you have netball, you have soccer, chess, and stuff like that. So in terms of netball and football, Abantwana who have made it probably to developments or
so far it's 26 in total for e-football. In netball, we just recently got recognized by then they were like, look, we want to select because basically we won under 15, then they selected 4 the under 13 and 18 men, but they haven't got back to us waiting what's the plan going forward. But we were private channel, national, I don't know, stuff like that. But with the football, we've got 26 girls, 5 girls, 6 girls are playing with JVW. I don't know if you know Nyan Van Beek.
I know. Recently, Engine.
Yes, Engine Capital. We just got knocked out by Kgatlamping FC. One of the players, it's Unan and CB. She was playing for Kgatlamping then. Then go football, we've got boys that are playing in Corinthians, some are playing in Heinz. So we've got from under, under 8, under 8, under 12, under 13, under 15, under 17 and under 19. Those are the teams. The other one that we picked here, they play that side. And hopefully next year we're gonna get more.
No, you're already in the world. This has been one of a very interesting conversation. I think a lot of wisdom has been shared here. Thank you very much for the impact that you are playing in the community, and please continue doing that. Don't ever doubt or ever think that you're not doing much, because you're doing so much. And thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Your parting shot.
Before we wrap it up, let me ask this question: how has COVID affected you guys? Because before you mentioned something which there was one player was supposed to go to
Holland,
and COVID happened.
To be honest, regarding the regarding in the way COVID, actually it's affected in a way that our numbers had to go down because everyone the problem now was the situation from the Makaya went on. It was working against them and against us. One room by 3 or by 4, and Balula is remote team, so they want to go out play. So we had to keep the program going for those that can't stay indoors. So it was they created confusion a lot of times, because we would have this week would have maybe 110 players. Next week we have 200, next week we have 80, so the effect was actually giving us sleepless nights, because we didn't know of which so the number, so we could never, you can never plan for it. So the way it's affecting our corner, it's confusing just in general.
And I think that's how we come to the end of today's episode. And your parting shot? Parting shot. Last words to
what can I say then? Except the shout out. Shout out. Look, more than anything, guys, I'd like to thank you first and foremost for having me on your shows, and what you guys are doing. It's actually great that you actually are revealing a lot of things that are happening in the community that most people aren't aware of. And as like the team here, sports chat, guys, I just wish to see you becoming a part of the Limasports program one day, seeing your branding. That's something that I wish. and also having few interviews for the players. That's the future plan that I already have for you. I don't know what your future plans are, but that's something that I really want to see a problematic team up with a lot of brands that are actually about changing lives, like your brand. I'm a fan of your brand.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Coach. Yeah, we're wishing you all the best. Yeah, and once again, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And take the credit.
Thank you. The credit is yours, guys. Let's just give it that. The credit, it's yours.
That's it. To you, viewers, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for sharing, for commenting, and for telling your friends about the Sport Chat. Please continue doing so. Thank you.
We are
Peace.